friends, Mr. Toasty here from Kentucky Ukulele, and I wanted to share with you today one of the most meaningful pieces of ukulele music that I've ever learned since the first day I picked this instrument up. It is by, I'm proud to say, my teacher Daniel Ward, who is a regular contributor to Ukulele Magazine and one of the most stunning players on the planet, although he'd be the last to tell you that. He has published a couple of books. Here's Daniel. Daniel has published a couple of books. This was his first book, which is called Arpeggio Meditations for Ukulele. And before Daniel ever published this book, one of the lessons he taught me was what we call the Arpeggio meditation. It is good for your brain. It's good for your fingers. It's good for your rhythm. It's really good for your soul in the whole picture of things. So we're going to do the Arpeggio meditation today. And what we do is, first of all, this hand gets this one job, and it just needs to do this job over and over again. And that job is for the thumb to play the top string, your index finger to play the third string, your middle finger to play the second string, and your ring finger to play the bottom string. And they just do this in sequence like this over and over again. That's all this hand has to do. Now, on this hand, it's not quite that easy, but it's similarly manageable. We've got finger positions that change just one finger at a time over the count of 4 sets of 4. So we have plenty of time to change the finger and to get used to what we're playing. And I'm going to guide you slowly through what I played at the beginning of the video. And so the best way to start here is with our ring finger and our pinky on the second and third frets of the bottom string. Both of them on the same string. Now what we're doing is we're actually playing a C chord with our pinky, but we're just going to put our ring finger on here on the second fret just to take care of things so that we don't have to do it later. It's what I call it the lazy ukulele player way. Now I will play each of these figures between finger movements 4 times, and then I'll tell you which finger gets moved. So what we do first is our C chord. We go. That's 2 sets. Here's 3 sets. Here's 4 sets. Now we pick up our pinky and have our index, our ring finger on the second fret. Also for 4. Lovely C major 7th chord here. 4 of those. Now we add our middle finger onto the top string on the second fret, keeping our ring finger on. So now I've got 2 fingers on the ukulele neck. Second fret of the top and the bottom string. 4 sets. Now we put our pinky back on that C. Now I've got 3 fingers on here. Again, 4 of these. Try to keep your right hand as sort of even as possible with the notes. Now we put our first finger on the first fret of the second string. Whoa! This is an F chord with a C on top, even though we've got that ring finger in there just kind of monkeying things up. Also for 4. Now, after the 4th one of that, we take our middle finger and drop it down a string to the 3rd string, no longer on the top string, which is now open. We only do 2 sets of this 4. I did 3, sorry. Then we take our pinky off, and we've got a good old friend G7th. After we play 2 sets of 4 of those, then we just go to our simple C, and we're almost done. Again, we're back to 4 of these. 4 of the 4s. Now our last little trick is F minor. We take our first 2 fingers, put them on the first fret of the second and 4th strings, leaving our C here with our pinky. It starts all over again, and that's what I'm just going to do. So now I've got C with our pinky, finger on the second fret of the bottom string. Get our middle finger ready to land on the second fret of the top string now. Now we're going to put our pinky back down after this one, right now. Next thing that's going to happen is we're going to put our first finger down on the first fret of the second string to make an F chord with a C on top. Now here's that part where it's only 2 sets of 4. We drop our ring finger down, our middle finger down to the third string. 2. Then we take our pinky up for a G7th for 2. And then we go back to C with our pinky. Almost done, but not quite, because we have to play an F minor with our first 2 fingers on the first fret of the second and fourth strings. And then we start all over again here. I'll walk you through it one more time. 3, 4. Ring finger, second fret of the bottom string. 3, 4. Middle finger on the second fret of the top string. 2, 3, 4. Then we add our pinky back. 3 fingers on the strings now. Next is going to be first finger on the first fret of the second string for an F chord. Here it goes. And the next thing we're going to do is those 2 counts. We're going to drop our middle finger down a string, second fret. Now take our pinky off. And thank the Lord, we're back to our C for 4. Don't think you're done yet though, because you still have to play that F minor that's coming up with your first and second fingers on the first fret of the fourth and second strings. Now here it is without any calling out. Play really nice and even with your right hand. 3, 4. We're just going to take our pinky off and go to our ring finger. Middle finger, top string. Add our pinky back. Add our first finger for an F chord. Drop our middle finger down a string for 2 counts. Pick up our pinky for the second 2 counts. Then back to the good old C. Ah. Don't forget about that F minor. You have to do that one more time before it starts all over again. Here it goes. So this is Daniel Ward's Meditation. One of my favorite pieces of music. So good for the brain, for the fingers, for the rhythm. chords meditation.